Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. Another sentencing where Judge Mogen goes against the recommendation for all the right reasons. But this one's a little different, and I really liked it. So chances are you will too. So I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And I believe Tristan, oh, I turned on the system, just wait. I believe Tristan, you've done all that you need to do. They got your DNA, they got your fingerprints, all of that fun stuff.
I believe so too.
All right, thank you. We will go on the record
Thank you.
in the matter 22 CF 93, State of Wisconsin versus Tristan Ankeny. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. We have Mr. Ankeny appearing by telephone conference with approval of the court. We have his counsel, Michelle Erdman, appearing by video conference. We're set today for a plea and sentencing hearing. Before we begin, Mr. Ankeny, you are appearing by telephone and your attorney is appearing by Zoom, by a video. And you have requested to appear this way, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that you have the right to be here in person if you wish?
Yes, ma'am. Logistically, it's not feasible.
And I understand that. I just have to ask this, I have to put it on the record for appeals purposes, that kind of thing, okay? So do you understand that if you have any questions or you have any concerns, I will send you both into a confidential breakout room so you can discuss anything that you wish with your attorney, okay?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Erdman, the parties have reached an agreement. Can you please recite the agreement for the record?
Judge, we've filed a plea questionnaire some time ago. It was document number 46. Mr. Ankeny is going to be pleading to 3 misdemeanor level charges today. Misdemeanor possession of amphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, and then possession of THC. And Your Honor, the parties have agreed that he would be on 2 years of probation, and the standard terms of conditions of probation, including AODA and follow through and complete any programming that he's enrolled. I think that's kind of expired since the prior agreement was entered, but we would expect if he is ordered to do any, or if his probation agent feels anything would be useful, that he would follow through with that treatment as well, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Ankeny, you live in Richfield, Minnesota, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, and so he'd be pleading to 3 misdemeanors and we're asking him to stay on Burnett County probation?
Yes.
Okay. And so, Mr. Ankeny, do you understand, and before I get into taking your plea, I just want to make sure that you understand that if the court does follow the recommendation and does place you on a period of probation, that it would need to be through Burnett County office. It cannot be transferred, most likely, because of the interstate. Now the interstate compact, they have agreed, or they do not wish to accept misdemeanor pleas for their probationary review and oversight. So do you understand that you would sometimes maybe need to come in person to Burnett County to your probation agent?
I did not understand that. I'm hearing it now, and that sounds kind of difficult. It took me 2 years to get up this last time.
Okay, so I can't guarantee that they won't transfer it. I can't guarantee that they will transfer it, but there is a possibility that you may at sometimes need to come in person for some random drug screening. You may not. I'm not the Department of Corrections. They may have you just do Zoom appearances. I'm not sure. I just want to make sure that you understand the ramifications of having a probationary recommendation.
I'm beginning to. Thank you.
All right. So at this time, would you like to have a little breakout session with your attorney, or do you feel comfortable enough to proceed with the plea and sentencing?
I don't want to waste anybody's time here. Let's roll.
Let's roll. Okay. All right. So I do have in front of me a plea questionnaire waiver of rights form, and you did sign it some time ago on October 3rd, and it's 2023 because you were ready to plea and you were ready to be sentenced. But then for some reason you didn't appear and the court issued a warrant, and it was some time before you were either, I believe you were picked up on the warrant. Is that correct?
No, it's not. Well,
Um,
it may have been at one point, but he turned himself in. He wanted to get this matter addressed, so he came there. His dad gave him a ride back last month.
All
I
right,
think.
so that's good to know. All right, so
Earlier
Mr.
this month.
Ankeny, this was signed on October 3rd, 2023. And Ms. Erdman, you're indicating that he understands everything. You went over everything on this plea questionnaire and everything is still accurate and true, other than those other conditions such as the AODA and fall through, because he's been through treatment, correct?
That, and I suspect he's probably gotten a little older, but other than that, I think everything should be accurate, Judge.
Yes, I'm going to guess he has, since it is now 2025. Okay, Mr. Ankeny, how old are you?
91. I'm 34, I believe.
You're 34. All right, so you're 34. And do you remember accurately what is in this plea questionnaire, and do you understand it?
Yes, it's basically dropping 2 felony counts down to misdemeanors and agreeing to go on probation.
Right, and it had a whole lot of other things on this, such as your constitutional rights and what you'd be giving up, and some other things. So your attorney went over this with you, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you understand everything on this document?
Well, I don't think I'm that smart, but I get the gist.
Well, I need to make sure you are that smart, that you understand everything. And I'm going to go over quite a bit that's on this plea questionnaire. But when your attorney went over this with you, did you at that time understand what she was explaining to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so I'm going to refresh your recollection. I'm going to refresh your memory and go over some of these things with you again, but not in exact detail. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
So you're pleading guilty to 3 misdemeanor counts. First, I have to ask the state formal motion to amend count 1 to possession of amphetamine.
So made.
Granted. So you're pleading guilty to possession of amphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of THC. Is that all correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're 32 years old. You're 34 years old. You have 16 years of schooling. You can read, write, understand the English language. You have not had any drugs, alcohol, or other medications in the last 24 hours. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
And you are currently receiving treatment for a mental illness or disorder. And would that be your substance abuse disorder?
Yes, and depression.
And depression. And so with your depression, are you in a place right now where you can fully understand and comprehend what's going on?
I am cognizant, coherent, and capable.
I'm very glad to hear that. Because you're charged with crimes, you are entitled to constitutional rights, and each of those rights is listed on that document. I will briefly go over those rights with you to make sure that you understand what you're giving up. All of those rights you're giving up here today.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if you're not a citizen of the United States, your plea could result in your deportation.
Oof. Crazy times we live in, but yes.
Yes, but legally, and I'm told I must ask that question to everybody just in case, so you understand that you could be deported. And so it gives you an opportunity to think a little bit more carefully about your decision. So do you also understand that here, the state would have to prove as to the amended count 1, possession of amphetamine, that you possessed a substance, the substance was a controlled substance in an amphetamine classification, and that you knew or believed that substance was a controlled substance in an amphetamine classification. Do you understand what the state would need to prove?
Yes.
And do you understand the maximum possible penalty could be a fine of up to $5,000 or 1 year of incarceration, or both?
I understand. Yes.
You understand as to count 3, possession of a controlled substance, the state would have to prove that you knowingly possessed diazepam, a controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand what the state would have to prove?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the maximum possible penalty could be a fine of up to $500 or imprisonment of up to 30 days or both? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
As to possession of THC, do you understand the state would have to prove on or around April 10th, 2022, that you knowingly possessed a controlled substance, THC? Do you understand, and do you understand what the state would have to prove?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the maximum possible penalty could be a fine of up to $1,000 or imprisonment of up to 6 months or both? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still wish to proceed and enter a guilty plea here today?
I do.
Do you have any questions for the court or for your attorney before I proceed?
I do not believe so.
You understand that there is a recommendation for the court to place you on probation with certain conditions. Do you understand I'm not bound by that recommendation?
I did not know that.
All right, well, I'm telling you now, do you understand that? That means that I could sentence you to anything that I feel would be appropriate in the circumstances, which could be a fine, it could be probation, or if I thought it was warranted, an aggravated case, I could sentence you to the maximum possible penalty for these crimes. Do you understand that? Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you still wish to proceed and enter guilty, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your attorney go over the criminal complaint with you? And there's a section called the probable cause section where it basically says what happened and why you were charged with the crimes?
If we did go over that, it's been a while.
And so do you recall that day and what happened? And so are you admitting here today you in fact did possess a substance in an amphetamine classification?
Yes, I guess, yes.
Is that a yes? Or did you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so you knew it was an illegal substance?
I did.
Did you in
Wasn't thinking
fact?
about it much at the time, but yes.
I appreciate that statement. Did you also have in your possession a controlled substance and you did not have a valid prescription for that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you knew you could not possess that without a valid prescription?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you in fact possess THC, marijuana?
Yes, I do.
And you knew that that was an illegal substance in Wisconsin?
Yeah, I guess, yes.
Yes, it's illegal in Wisconsin.
thought you
live
guys
in
had
Minnesota,
Legalized
do what you
it.
want there. What?
Okay. I
All
thought
right,
you guys
so
had legalized it by now, but
Oh, gee, nope.
been a while.
Probably not gonna happen.
Hmm.
It's probably
Well.
not gonna happen. So if anyone believes that they can come here with THC, they cannot. So just kind of drive around, go on the bottom side of Wisconsin or the top side of Wisconsin. You're free to go. Just can't drive in Wisconsin or be in Wisconsin and have THC, okay?
Good to know.
All right. So has anyone made any threats or any promises to you for you to plead guilty to these charges?
No.
You're doing so freely and intelligently, telling the court you fully understand what you're doing
Yes, ma'am.
and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for the court or your attorney before I proceed?
No, I have none.
As to count one, possession of amphetamine, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
As to count three, possession of a controlled substance, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty. Oh,
As
I'm
to,
sorry. I think I pressed a button. My bad.
that's okay. So what was your plea?
Guilty, ma'am.
As to count four, possession of THC, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
The court will find your pleas of guilt are done knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. I'm going to find that you understand your constitutional rights and what it means to waive and give up those rights. I'm going to find a factual basis to accept your pleas of guilt based upon your admissions. The court will dismiss and read in count 2 and count 5. The judgment of conviction will be entered today. Argument and recommendation, Mr. Schmidt.
I think the probation is necessary in this case. I think Mr. Ankeny needs a little bit more help controlling his substance abuse issues. In this case, there are kind of two things that kind of concern me above the norm. One was him being with Patrick Stewart when he had heroin paraphernalia, showing him in the presence of someone with a much more dangerous drug. And two, the presence on him of that modified flare gun that was set up to fire rock salt instead of a flare. That demonstrates that wherever Mr. Ankeny's substance abuse was going back then, it was taking places at least he perceived as being dangerous to himself. So to the extent I want to make sure he doesn't get himself in a position where he's in danger, I think getting a hold of that is important. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Erdman?
Judge, Mr. Ankeny has been someone who's gotten a hold of me repeatedly over the years, just trying to get this figured out and resolved. He's the one that proactively reached out to me and said, hey, I think I can finally figure out a ride. I've got my dad lined up. He came in, gave his DNA, got everything set up that way, made the appearance. He's been pretty diligent about trying to get this resolved, even though the challenges with transportation have been long. I do think that when I speak with him today, I hear a clear-headed young man that seems to be doing the right things. He's committed to, I think, staying out of trouble, addressing his issues, and he's definitely on the right path. So for those reasons, Your Honor, we just ask you to consider the recommendation.
All right, Mr. Ankeny, is there anything you want to tell me, anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know?
Yes, actually, I'd like to make a statement to the court.
I would love for you to make a statement, and I'm going to tell you I would like to hear a few things too in that statement. Like if you're on probation in Minnesota, any kinds of treatments that you had, your sobriety date, those types of things, okay?
Yeah, I was actually going to address all of that.
I am so happy to hear that. You go ahead.
I keep pushing buttons. I apologize. Let me start with this. I have chronic pain and health problems. I've had 5 major hip surgeries. I've been dealing with an opiate addiction for the entirety of my adult life. So you, Mr. Schmidt, you were concerned that my addiction was going down a dark path. I am excited and happy to inform you that I am on a better path now. I'm in a much more stable living environment, and my addiction is much more under control. It is not entirely managed, but I'm trying very hard to make it so. Let's see, I am not on probation in Minnesota. I have no other legal quandaries or quarrels with any law enforcement in this nation, and I have no priors. So I really am trying my best to improve my life, become a productive member of society.
These are your first convictions?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And tell me what you're doing with treatment and what you've done with treatment.
I'm not currently in treatment. I'm pursuing sobriety of my own volition and free will.
But you were in some type of intensive outpatient treatment, correct? Back in 2023?
I was. Have you heard of Evergreen?
I believe I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
Rampant corruption, 40 million in fraud in under a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where I was.
All right.
It wasn't great.
Okay.
Frankly, having absolutely no treatment is better than being at Evergreen.
Well, that's sad to hear. Do you go to any meetings? Do you go to, or do you have a sponsor, anything like that?
No, frankly, I've found socializing with sponsors and other addicts has led to more addiction.
Okay. Why were you in Burnett?
I was visiting a friend and took her Patrick Stewart. First time I ever met him, and the last, hopefully.
I'm glad to hear that too. Now, Mr.
Yeah.
Ankeny, do you have any need to come into Burnett at any time?
Unless it's to give urine, no.
All right, so let's just say you're off of probation, all of those things. You have absolutely no need to come into Burnett County for any reason. And if you still have a friend, your friend can visit you in Minnesota.
Absolutely.
All right, anything else you want me to know?
I hope you've been well and have a good day.
Well, thank you. All right. So this is I don't want to say this is a tough case with it's complex or anything of that nature. This is not a complex case. This is a case where we have an individual who has a substance abuse disorder, an admission to a substance abuse disorder. He's had some self-reflection. He understands his addiction, and he's been working very diligently to try and take control over his addiction. It sounds like he's in a much better place than April 2022, and he's with much better people than he was in 2022. This is your first conviction of any criminal activity or criminal charge. So there was not any bond violations in this case. The only thing is that when we had the matter set for a plea and sentencing, I believe way back, it was 2023. I believe it was supposed to, yes, it was supposed to take place on November 15th, 2023, and you failed to appear, and then a warrant was outstanding until just recently. But I do recall now you did come in and you turned yourself in for the warrant, and then you bailed yourself out, and you had your other court date, etc. That may have gotten a little confused because you didn't appear there, but then the court did quash it to allow you to get this matter resolved. It sounds like you're doing pretty well. It sounds like you've been trying very hard to stay away from the people that drag you down and bring you down the wrong path. And so that's something that's positive. Do you live with your father?
I'm afraid not, ma'am.
Afraid not? Where do you live?
I live in Minnesota. He lives in New Mexico.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But it's good to hear that he was up here and helping you when he did. Do you live by yourself,
Yeah, I
or do
got
you
lucky.
have Okay. And so you're working very hard on your sobriety, and I'm very glad to hear that. Knowing all of these things, I have not seen that you are a risk to the community, especially around here. You have no reason to be in Burnett County. You met Patrick Stewart one time. You have no intention on being around Patrick Stewart again. That is very good to hear. You need to stay with people that can help you with your sobriety, help you maintain your sobriety, not bring you down the other road. So I'm very glad to hear that. In knowing all of these things and looking at this with the totality of all of the circumstances, all of the things that I have to look at here, I'm not following the recommendation. I'm not going to place you on probation. I'm not going to set you up to fail, because if you need to travel to Burnett County and you aren't able to travel to Burnett County to do drug tests, etc., then you're going to get a warrant and you're going to need to have probation holds, etc., because it would look like you're absconding. It sounds like to me, since 2022, you have done things to get yourself in a much better place, and I'm glad to hear that. I do not want to see putting you into the system and having that actually do something negative. I'm going to believe you that you're continuing to do what you need to do. You're staying away from people that you should not be around. I'm going to trust that you're going to continue to do that. So I'm not going to place you on probation. I'm simply going to assess $250 per count. You have 700, did I do that right? Yeah, you have $750 posted. So that means you are good to go. You have 20 days to appeal. Should you fail to appeal within 20 days, you do lose that right. I need to order your DNA. You've already provided it. Thank you. You have the ability to request that be expunged from the system through a written letter to the Department of Justice, not to the court, not to me, to the Department of Justice. I believe you have jail days. I don't know how much. How long do you think you spent in jail?
I believe 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and that's in the totality of this case from when it started?
I've got 18 days,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge.
All
Like,
right,
from the
so what
very
I'm gonna
beginning.
do is I'm also sentencing you to 20 days of jail, time served, 18 days of jail credit.
Oh, cool.
All right, so I believe, again, 20 days to appeal. I think I've covered everything, Mr. Schmidt.
Nothing for me.
Ms. Erdman?
Judge, I think he can set up a payment plan with your clerk of court if he can't pay.
Oh, I
I'm
don't need
sorry,
money.
He's got the money on file. He's got money on
Yep.
file, so we're good. That's all. That's
We're
all.
good. All right, thank you.
Okay.
We are adjourned.
Oh, thank you so much, Judge. Very unexpected and very, very appreciated. Thank you so much.
Well, Mr.
I don't
Go ahead.
mean to be rude, but I hope this is the last of our interactions.
I hope so too. Mr. Ankeny, I sentenced you how I feel it is appropriate and sentenced you based upon what I've seen, well, what I've heard. I haven't seen you, but what I've heard you've been doing. I want you to continue down that path, and I don't want to create any obstacles for that. Do what you need to do. Stay in control of yourself. Take control of your sobriety and your substance abuse disorder. You're doing great. Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. We are adjourned, or we were adjourned. You don't have
Thank
to
you.
have that on the record. Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.